What is up, everybody? It is Jason from Jason Sports Clips, back with another video today. And if you do see some action on the TV, that is my girlfriend playing Fortnite, so just kind of watch that, I guess. Or if you hear anything, now you know. But today's video is going to be about the Week 1 predictions of the NFL. If you are brand new here to my channel, if you've never seen me before and you like the NFL, hit that subscribe button right now because I got a whole lot of content coming throughout the rest of the football year, and it is going to be very good. If you do like the video, obviously hit that like button real quick. Comment down below what you think of my predictions at the end of the video, because you know you gotta watch the whole video to see how my predictions are. And yeah, like I said, today's video is Week 1 predictions. I am so stoked that NFL season is already here. At the time of this recording, it is Wednesday night around 5 to 6 o'clock. So I'm going based off of obviously Wednesday. And yeah, like I said, I can't believe Week 1's already here. The preseason definitely went by slow though, I'm not going to lie. The offseason went by really slow. So I'm very, very, very glad I am doing this again. But yeah, let's get on to the Thursday night with the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. Starting off with the Thursday night game, the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. Well, I just do want to say that my brother Nick is obviously not in this video, and I will have his picks down below, which you can see right below my name. So technically, we will have his picks throughout the whole entire week, and it will be like that every single week. But this Cowboys and Buccaneers game is actually going to be a very good opener for the NFL season. I'm actually going to that game, and I will have a blog about that game, so definitely stay in touch because I will have a whole different video about that. But you got the Cowboys, where Dak Prescott is, still trying to recover from last year's injury. And during the preseason, he's already had a shoulder problem. So who knows how he's going to even be, because he's already so banged up just from the preseason. And I don't even know if he's playing or not. I'm pretty sure he is, but I know one of the offensive linemen for the Cowboys is out. I believe it's Zach Martin, but I'm not completely sure because they don't have an injury report yet. But this offense for the Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott had a down year last year. You got Michael Gallup, which is a very good wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. This offense for the Cowboys is absolutely freaking loaded. And then you got the defense of the Cowboys, which, yeah, they're definitely shaky. And now you got the Buccaneers, who obviously won the Super Bowl last year. Super complete stacked team with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette. This offense is completely loaded just like the Cowboys, but the Buccaneers defense is better than the Cowboys. So I am taking the Buccaneers in this game. I think it's going to come right down to the wire, honestly. I don't think it's going to be a blowout at all. If I had to do a score prediction, I would say, let's say 27-24, just like that. Like I said, definitely not going to be a blowout at all. I think it's going to come down to the wire. Tom Brady, I'm going to predict Tom Brady will have the game-winning touchdown in the last 2 minutes of the game. That is my prediction, or bold prediction. But yeah, on to the Sunday games. Starting off with the Sunday games, the very first game we're going to be talking about is the Jacksonville Jaguars against the Houston Texans. Personally, I think it's going to be a complete blowout. You got the Jaguars, obviously you got Trevor Lawrence, you got James Robinson. Their wide receivers, they're a little shaky, honestly. And their defense, they actually did get better throughout the free agency, adding Griffin in the cornerback. They added a couple of good pieces on the defense of the draft. But this Jags team is not that good, honestly. They gotten better. Don't get me wrong. But they're not that good. Then you got the Texans team, which Tyrod Taylor is starting. It's not going to be Deshaun Watson. And I don't even think he's going to be starting throughout the year. So this Texans team, they lost J.J. Watt. They don't have any wide receivers. They lost Will Fuller. They lost Randall Cobb. I don't even know who they got. Brandon Cooks, and that's about it. I think this is going to be an easy game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I am picking the Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe Nick did. I know you already seen it on the screen, but I have to check my phone just in case. So he did pick the Jaguars. Yeah. If I had to give a score prediction, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I'm going to say 20-10. Just like that. So, yeah, Jacksonville won that game. On to the next game, we got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Washington football team. This is going to be a good game. If you think Washington's going to be bad this year, you're definitely wrong. This D-line is probably top 5 in the league with Chase Young, Montrez Sweat. I think Montrez Sweat is his name. This defense, they even got better through free agency. They got a couple of good corners from Cincinnati. Oh, man, this is going to be a crazy good defense. Definitely watch out. But their offense, they got Ryan Fitzpatrick. They added Curtis Samuel from free agency. So their offense did get just a little bit better, but their defense is definitely their strength. And then you get the Chargers, which Justin Herbert coming to his second year. They added Corey Linsley throughout the free agency. Definitely the best center in the game, in my opinion. Then they got, Keenan Allen. This offense is pretty good. Their defense, Joey Bosa, you already know the names. They actually got a little bit worse, if anything. They lost Melvin Ingram. He went to the Steelers. But I think this is going to be a very close game. Who did Nick pick? He actually ended up picking the Washington football team, which I really do like that pick. But I have to go with the Chargers because I think the Chargers is just too good of an offense. Really good offense and really good defense. Usually the defense wins, but I'm going to say the offense win on this one. So I got the Los Angeles Chargers winning a really close game. I can't keep doing score predictions because it's too much thinking for my brain. Chargers win. In my opinion, Nick's got the football team. Seattle Seahawks versus the Indianapolis Colts. I actually do believe Carson Wentz is playing this game because, a report just came out that he will be on the field. So I don't know if that means he's even playing or he's just going to be on the sideline, ready for a backup position. This Colts team, I don't know if they really even had a good offseason. Oh, and just to clarify, I'm going basically off the rosters because you really can't tell if a team's going to be really hot or really cold. So the way I'm picking these games is just by the roster themselves. I can't really tell who's going to be hot or cold throughout the beginning of the season because it's week 1. So I do just want to, I just wanted to clarify that real quick. But then you got the Seattle Seahawks, who they got DK Metcalf. You got Russell Wilson, Chris Carson, Tyler Lockett. This offense is really good. Their defense definitely took a little hit this year, but they still got Jamal Adams. Man, this defense, it ain't it this year. But we ended up both picking the Seattle Seahawks in this game because we don't know the injury status of Carson Wentz. If Carson Wentz is playing this game, I still would pick the Seattle Seahawks, but if he wasn't playing, then I think it's going to be a complete blowout. That's just my opinion, though. At the New York Jets against the Carolina Panthers, you got Sam Darnold, facing his old team in the New York Jets. This Panthers team, if Christian McCaffrey can just stay healthy, this team possibly has a chance to make the playoffs because he's just that good. But, man, this dude cannot stay off the injury list to save his life. He cannot stay healthy at all. They ended up losing Curtis Samuel. They still got Robbie Anderson. But this offense for the Panthers, I don't know. And Sam Darnold is so inconsistent. He's actually more, he's more bad, I guess you can say. I don't think it's the right way to say it. But he's worse than, I don't know how to say it. But he's not, I don't think he's that good, honestly. Very mediocre at best. Then you get the Jets, obviously. They got Zach Wilson in a draft. Their defense ended up losing a couple of big pieces, but they just got Shaq Lawson from the Texans. But this Jets team still at the very, very bottom of the list. They did get better than last year, but still at the very bottom of the list. Let's see what Nick picked. Nick actually picked the Jets in this game, which I'm actually shocked by that one. Jets, Nick. Ooh-wee. I actually think the Panthers are going to win comfortably in this game. We got Zach Wilson, obviously, in his very first game in the NFL. He's going to struggle, probably. This Panthers defense, though, their D-line is actually not that bad. Their secondary is shaky, but the Panthers D-line is pretty good. And I think the Panthers are going to win comfortably by probably 2 touchdowns in my prediction. Nick probably picked the Jets because he don't like the Panthers, which actually makes sense. But yeah, on to the next game. The Minnesota Vikings going into the Cincinnati Bengals turf. Man, the Vikings did end up getting pretty good during the offseason. They had a very good offseason with the defense. Offense, honestly, stayed the same, but their defense definitely got better. Don't get me wrong. Then you got Cincinnati Bengals, which Joe Burrow was hurt through most of the season. They actually had a good draft, adding a couple of pieces on the offense, and they ended up losing AJ Green, but I don't think he's gonna be that big of an issue. Not an issue, but what's the right word? I can't think of the word, but he's not gonna matter that much because he was already so injury prone. But you do got Joe Burrow. I don't know if he played during the preseason because I didn't watch any of the stats, but hopefully he's not that rusty because, he's coming off a year-long injury, and that's kind of hard just to come right back, and play really good. But Cincinnati's defense did take a hit. They ended up acquiring Trey Hendrickson from the Saints. I almost forgot his name. But I think this is going to be a blowout. I'm sorry. Minnesota Vikings are ending up winning this game. Who did Nick pick? I know it's pretty bad. I have to keep looking, but Nick ended up picking the Vikings as well. So we both picked the Vikings. I think the Vikings are going to win comfortably. I do think the Bengals will be better this year if Joe Burrow stays healthy. Joe Burrow stays healthy. But yeah, on to the next game. You got the Arizona Cardinals versus the Tennessee Titans. And the Tennessee Titans offense, they got very, very good during the offseason. They got Julio Jones, which I think that's a very big acquisition. They basically got him for a bag of chips from the Falcons. I still can't believe the Falcons did that, honestly. But, of course, you got Derrick Henry, definitely the top 2 running back, and not 2, if you know what I mean. And Ryan Tannehill, I think he's a good quarterback, but not a great quarterback. So, he's a good quarterback. Their defense for the Titans did get better. They added Bud Dupree. They ended up losing Jadeveon Clowney, but I don't think he was that big of a hit. But then you got the Arizona Cardinals, who added J.J. Watt. They got A.J. Green, who's very banged up, like I said, just about the Bengals. And Kyler Murray going to, as I think, his 3rd year. I hope it's his 3rd year. If it's his 2nd year, then that's not good. But I know they had James Conner for their running back, and I believe he's actually hurt. So I don't know what's going on with their run game. But their offense is still really good with DeAndre Hopkins. Their defense, like I said, they added J.J. Watt, and their linebacker groups are really good. I think this is going to be a really good game, though, but I got the Tennessee Titans in this game just because they're in Tennessee. If it was in Arizona, I would pick Arizona. It's just about the home field advantage. Who did Nick pick? I'm actually kind of curious about this one. Nick ended up picking the Titans as well, so yeah, I think it's going to be a really close game, though. Definitely not a blowout. The San Francisco 49ers will be playing the Detroit Lions. Now, I don't even have to look at what Nick picked because I already know who he picked. If he picked the Lions in this game, I'm going to have some words with him because that would not be that smart. I got the 49ers win this game. I don't even have to really talk about this. Lions, I don't even think they have a wide receiver on their team. I mean, obviously they do, but if you can name one wide receiver on their team, then I'll give you $10. Like, for real. Because I don't know who they even have. They got Jared Goff. Wow. He's actually worse than Matthew Stafford, in my opinion. They got DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. They got a good little running back group, but no wide receivers. They do got a good tight end. Offensive line's not that good. Their defense is not that good. Then you got the 49ers, of which Jimmy Garoppolo should be playing. I don't think Trey Lance is starting. They ended up, the 49ers lost Richard Sherman, but they're getting their defensive line back. Their defense is still pretty good. Yeah, I got the 49ers in the blowout. I already know Nick picked 49ers, so yeah, easy game. You got the Pittsburgh Steelers going into the Buffalo Bills territory. You got the Steelers, which Big Ben, he's obviously up there in age. They ended up drafting the running back, which of course I cannot think of his name, but he's a pretty damn good quarterback. Well, not quarterback, he's a pretty good running back. And their defense for the Steelers, they ended up getting Melvin Ingram, but other than that, yeah, I don't know how their defense is going to be this year. They were pretty good last year, but who knows? I think they're going to be mediocre. Then you got the Buffalo Bills, who went into the AFC Championship last year. They got even better on offense, adding Emmanuel Sanders. They got the Stephon Diggs, obviously Josh Allen. I think Bills will win this game very comfortably. Their defense is hungry. They're going to go after Big Ben like a chicken wing or something like that. They're going to be very hungry. I think Bills will completely blow out the Steelers. Steelers fans, you can get at me. I don't really care. But I definitely do got the Bills winning. Who did Nick pick? Nick picked the Bills as well. So, yeah, like I said, it's still early in the season, so who knows what's going to happen. I mean, it's the first week. I could be completely wrong, which if I am wrong, then Steelers fans, you can get at me then. But anyways, on to the next game. We got two birds going up against each other. We got the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Atlanta Falcons. I think this is actually going to be a really close game. Falcons, they got Matty Ice. They lost Julio Jones. They got Calvin Ridley as a wide receiver. They're okay on offense. They ended up getting Kyle Pitts for a tight end, which is a very good pickup, honestly. Their defense, I don't know what's going on with them. Their offense is definitely better than their defense. I don't think the Falcons are going to be good this year, even though they got Kyle Pitts. Just because, their offense is just not there. I mean, they do got a good tight end group, but that's basically it. They even lost Alex Mack, their center. He's a very good center, by the way. Then you got the Eagles, who Jalen Hurts, obviously coming to his second year. He played like half of the year last year. He did okay. He could have done better. They got Devontae Smith in the draft, very good wide receiver. Didn't he win the Heisman Award last year? I think he did. So their offense did get better. Their defense is, I don't know, both of these teams like very mediocre. Definitely the Eagles are a better team in my opinion. So I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning this game in a freaking nail biter. I think it's going to come down right to the wire. These two teams are not that good though, like I said. Who did Nick pick? He picked the Eagles just like me. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this game. I think it's going to be a really close game. Definitely not a blowout, but two mediocre teams going at it. So it should be a snoozer in my opinion. You got the Cleveland Browns going into Kansas City faced against the Chiefs. And this game is probably one of the best games of the weekend. Oh, man. You got the Browns who completely overhauled their defense. They got Myles Garrett. They added a couple secondary pieces. This defense... Oh, they obviously got Jadeveon Clowney. This Browns defense is definitely the top 5 of the whole entire NFL. Their offense, they got Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Baker Mayfield. This team, it's crazy how much they improved over the last couple of years because they went 0-16 to basically making the playoffs into, I think, the divisional round. This Browns team is going to be good this year. Definitely not to play around with them. Then you got the Chiefs who went to the Super Bowl, lost against the Bucs in the Super Bowl. And their team, they really didn't change much. They actually changed their whole offensive line, if anything. But they kept really the same pieces. They ended up losing to Sammy Watkins. So this offense is still very, 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 very elite. And, dude, this is going to be a really, really good game. It could not, little tongue twister there. But it could come down to the wire. It could be a coin flip. It really could, I got the Chiefs ended up winning this game just because they're in home. They're in Kansas City because that crowd noise, their home field advantage is very, very good. And I know Nick ended up picking the Browns, which is very, I can honestly understand very well because, like I said, it's a coin flip. So I actually can't wait to watch this game. But yeah, on to the next game. My Green Bay Packers going to face the New Orleans Saints in Jacksonville. I will be attending that game with my girlfriend who's on the bed. I actually cannot wait for this game. I don't know if you can see. There she is. Let's go. Yeah. What do you guys say?
Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go, baby. I know Nick picked the Packers because he hates the Saints. I'm obviously going to pick the Packers. But this Saints team, I actually think they got a lot worse. They lost Drew Brees. They lost Emmanuel Sanders. They lost a couple of good corners. They lost Malcolm Jenkins, their safety. They got Jameis Winston as a starting quarterback, in which if you watched him when he played with the Bucs, man, he threw a lot of interceptions. We all know that. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout, but I'm not honestly worrying about this game, and that actually might be a bad thing because if I'm not worrying about it, then just knowing my luck, the Packers will lose. But Yeah, I definitely got the Packers winning. Nick got the Packer winning, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a really comfortable game for me. I think it's gonna be probably a high scoring game. I don't think Packers defense is that good. Yeah, I know. I said Packers defense is not good. So Jameis Winston probably gonna throw up like 450 yards. He might get like 5 touchdowns. I don't freaking know. But Packers definitely win. The Denver Broncos will be going to the New York Giants Stadium. And I actually think this is going to be a very good game because the Broncos, they did get a little bit better defensively. Their offense, they got Teddy Bridgewater, and that's really about it. They ended up losing Philip Lindsay. Hopefully, Courtland Sutton is healthy, and so he can actually play this year. I don't even think he played last year. So then you got the Giants, who actually ended up getting Kenny Golladay as a wide receiver, and hopefully Saquon Barkley is healthy. This is actually going to be a close game. I'm not going to lie. This is honestly another coin flip. Like I said, both these teams are not great. I think, oh man, this is such a hard game because they literally match up perfectly together. Like I said, coin flip. If I had to pick, who did Nick pick? I'm actually kind of curious. He actually ended up picking the Giants, and I actually picked the Giants as well, just because they're in New York. And yeah, Daniel Jones, let's say he's on a light up complete field. He's on light up the field, not complete field. God dang, I'm an idiot. But next game. You got the Miami Dolphins going into New England to face off the Patriots and Bill Belichick. This Patriots defense is actually completely loaded. You see what they did in the free agency? They added a lot of people, but they got Mac Jones, in which I don't think he's ready yet at all. I don't care what he did in the preseason. Preseason does not count. I don't care. I said it. But then you got the Miami Dolphins, which Tua is there, and he's coming into his second year. And this team ended up improving a lot during the offseason. So you got two teams in the same division, obviously, that improved drastically, especially the Patriots. I think this is going to be a very close game. Usually the Dolphins give the Patriots trouble. Even when the Dolphins sucked a few years ago, somehow the Dolphins would win against the Patriots. I know Nick ended up picking the Dolphins this game, and I actually have to agree with him. I am picking the Miami Dolphins to win their first game of the year. I think Mac Jones is really going to struggle in this first game because, like I said, I don't think he's ready yet. I don't like the move that Cam Newton got released. I don't know what the Patriots were doing. I think Mac Jones needs to sit a whole year, and then he can play next year. But I guess the Patriots do trust him enough. But I think the Dolphins actually win comfortably. And I know that's actually risky saying that because of just how Bill Belichick is. But yeah, Dolphins got this game. For the Sunday night game, you got the Chicago Bears going into LA to face against the Rams. You got the Rams really good offense against the Bears really good defense. This should be a really good game. So the Rams ended up getting Matthew Stafford, which a lot of people think he's actually not that good for some reason. But as a Packer fan facing the Lions a lot, this dude is something else. It's just the Lions weren't that good of a team, and then that's why his stats were like kind of like iffy. Let's just say he's a lot better than Jared Goff. Let's just say that. But they did end up getting Deshaun Jackson in free agency. Their running backs are, the Rams running back is a little shaky. He's, I actually don't even know who the running back is. Oh, I forgot. They ended up getting Sony Michel from the Patriots. So that's their starter, basically. And the Rams defense is obviously completely loaded with Jalen Ramsey, the best player in the game, Aaron Donald. They ended up losing a couple of safeties, but this defense is just way too good. Then you got the Bears offense, which Andy Dalton should be starting this game. Then I don't think Andy Dalton's a good starter. I definitely got the Rams winning this game. And I believe Nick picked the Rams as well. Yep, he did. So I actually think it's going to be a good game. Don't get me wrong. But I do think the Rams have this game the whole entire way. The Rams will get up big early, then they kind of like coast out the rest of the game. But that's just my opinion because maybe I'm a cheesehead and I hate the Bears. So yeah, Rams got this game. You got the Baltimore Ravens going against the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday Night Football. Then you got the Raiders are finally allowing fans. Well, not finally allowing fans, but they will be having a full stadium, which is actually going to be very, very cool seeing that for the first time. Ooh-wee. I actually think it's going to be a really good game. You got the Ravens who They added a little bit of pieces during the offseason. They obviously just got Le'Veon Bell, which I actually just did a video about him yesterday. Go check that out real quick after this video. They got Sammy Watkins from the Chiefs. They ended up losing Orlando Brown from the offensive lineman group. But this offense is still pretty good with Lamar Jackson, even though he likes to run the ball a lot. Their defense is still pretty good with Calais Campbell. So, I mean, like I said, the Ravens, they added just a little bit of pieces, but didn't improve drastically. And you got the Raiders, who I don't think they even really did anything during the offseason. I ended up picking the Baltimore Ravens this game just because Lamar Jackson is a way better quarterback than Derek Carr. Like I said, my opinion. So, I actually think this is going to be a blowout, honestly. I got the Ravens by 20 points. I don't think the Raiders are good, period. I think John Gruden, I don't know what he's doing with the Raiders because he didn't have a good season last year, even though they just missed out on the playoffs. But I don't know, this Raiders team is so, I don't understand them. I don't think anybody does. Did Nick pick the Ravens or the Raiders? He actually ended up picking the Ravens. So, but yeah, there goes my week 1 picks. Definitely let me know in the comments on how you think I did, because no one's going to agree with, well, not everyone's going to agree with every single pick of mine. So let me know in the comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button, because if you haven't, then you're missing out a lot. But yeah, that wraps up this video. Peace.